Good morning. My name is Eric Williams. I'm CEO of Out the Box and DiasporaFilms.com. I'm a native Texan and a 30-year veteran of journalism. In the early 80s, I integrated the Dallas Morning News photo department as a photographer and later became the first African-American photojournalist to integrate National Geographic magazine. I've worked at several newspapers, 8 American newspapers across the years. I would like to first of all personally thank each and every one of you on this board. I'm here today to present Dry Bones Traces of the Trade. Unfortunately, it's a fact. 35% of Black Americans live in poverty, compared to 17% of whites. It's a fact. Black males make up 12% of the U.S. population, but make up 59% of the prison population. That is 2.3 million prisoners in America, with 1 million of those prisoners being Black. This is modern day slavery in America, and they will not be able to vote. Fact, Black businesses in America received a whopping 1% of all approved loans and 3.7% of all SBA loans this year. The African American race now faces the real possibilities of losing their right to vote in Texas and further loss of historical information regarding the slave and Jim Crow era within corporate America and municipalities throughout Texas. It is only fitting that the proposal that I'm about to mention shortly is relevant and timely based on the observance of the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington. 9 major American cities have passed similar proposals and its ordinances since 2000. The ordinance which I am speaking of is the Slave and Jim Crow Era Disclosure Ordinance Law. Many of America's largest corporations have revealed a trove of previously undiscovered details about their role in slavery as it relates to our nation's economy. Companies such as Aetna, New York Life, AIG, JP Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Cotton Belt Railroad, better known as St. Louis Railroad, and Cotton Textile Industries have all benefited from owning slaves, insuring slaves, insuring slave holders, using slaves as collateral for bank loans, using slaves to help lay track for the Cotton Belt Rail transportation of cotton. Many, if not all of these companies, are vendors or brokers and have contracts to do business with this city and have profited from their free labor. These corporations have textile offices and brokers that currently do business with the city and need to be held accountable for their past involvement in the slave trade. This proposed ordinance should include disclosure requests for affidavits. With all new contracts and contracts amendments, I'm proposing that the comptroller be required to establish an account for the collection of voluntary contributions from contractors subject to this ordinance. I would like to see the contractors providing insurance services, financial services, textile services disclosed to this city any participation in the slave trade by themselves or predecessor companies, and that the controller create an account to which contractors subject to the ordinance may make voluntary contributions, and that the monies donated to the account be used to fund economic development and educational initiatives in this city. In closing, once again, I'm seeking immediate approval to add to the agenda, call for a vote, adopt, and implement an historic slave and Jim Crow era disclosure ordinance law for this city. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, that concludes your morning speaker.